Did you see the recent news that Ghislaine Maxwell is alleging that around 25 people cut secret deals with Epstein victims, people who could be co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein? Well, if you watched this Substack, you would have seen this more than a month ago, because this is the news that I reported, that I showed you, from Ghislaine Maxwell's habeas petition. And now the mainstream media is catching up on it. But that's not the only recent development in this matter. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman, here on Substack. Thanks for your support. We're now well over 6,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It's still free. News on that to come. But when it comes to Ghislaine Maxwell, she is the devil's accomplice. That's what I've been calling her. And she's now in a favorable facility, a minimum security facility in Texas, after she gave the Trump administration what they wanted, which was a sworn interview where she pretty much exonerated Trump, saying they did nothing wrong, that she's never seen him act inappropriately. Now, we don't know the extent of Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, because there's still 3 million documents that are being kept under wraps. More on that in a different video. That's another matter for another video. But for now, we're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell and her revelations that there are 25 other co-conspirators. Plus, I want to talk to you a little bit about the recent releases. But when it came to the Ghislaine Maxwell allegations, Todd Blanche, the number 2 person at the Department of Justice, at a press conference, said he wasn't aware of it. He had never heard of that. But here's the problem. Do you remember who it was who interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell at her previous prison? It was Todd Blanche. So if you really were serious about getting to the bottom of this matter about these co-conspirators, you would think you'd ask her. But instead, it was an interview with broad, general questions where there were not many specific follow-up questions. And the intent was not to gain information about potential co-conspirators. It was to help exonerate Donald Trump. And that's why you have Todd Blanche out there saying, I'm not aware of this. I'm not aware. But the reason why we're not going to see new prosecutions in this case, at least not under the Trump administration, is because it was never the intent to do so. If it was, you would have acted differently when you interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell. You would have asked her follow-up questions and try to get at names out there without just asking broadly, you see anything wrong? Because Ghislaine Maxwell is a liar. It's a proof. She is. It's a fact. She was charged with 2 counts of perjury in the first Trump administration for lying under oath during a civil deposition in response to a lawsuit filed by Virginia Giuffre. And she has always said that she's never seen anything inappropriate. She's never ratted out anyone. She has said that Jeffrey Epstein never acted inappropriately around anyone, which of course is a huge lie. I read you the transcripts in a previous video of the law enforcement officer who was put under oath to get the indictment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and he said, yes, here's what happened. Ghislaine Maxwell was involved in this, this, and this. She participated in this, this, and this. So for her to say, I've never seen anything inappropriate, it was a lie. And so as a result, she was moved to a minimum security prison that she's not entitled to go to. She's been given extra toilet paper and puppies, and that's where she is. So the news here is that there are 25 new co-conspirators, according to Ghislaine Maxwell, but you knew about that already. But you have the New York Post, among others, reporting, look what's going on. But they're citing Ghislaine Maxwell's habeas petition, which came out in December, which we talked about back then. So that's why you go here at independent media, and sometimes you'll get a bigger scoop than you will from some of these more mainstream sources. And in that same New York Post, they also report about the latest releases. And even though there are about 3 million documents that are still not released, of the ones that have been released, there are new revelations about Ghislaine Maxwell, including an exchange between Maxwell and Melania Trump. Now, the note between the two about getting together in New York City, according to the New York Post, was dated October 23rd, 2002. According to the New York Post, in the email where she calls Maxwell G, for Ghislaine, Melania mentions the now infamous New York Magazine profile of Epstein, in which Donald Trump famously said the billionaire pedophile liked women on the younger side. Quote, "Dear G, how are you? Nice story about J.E. in New York Mag. You look great on the picture," she wrote. "I know you're very busy flying all over the world. How was Palm Beach? I cannot wait to go down. Give me a call when you're back in New York. Have a great time. Love, Melania." Maxwell responded, calling Melania Sweet Pea. "Sweet Pea, thanks for your message. Actually, plans changed again, and I am now on my way back to New York. I leave again on Friday, so I still do not think I have time to see you, sadly. I will try and call, though," she wrote. So here's what we learned about Ghislaine Maxwell. Number one, she is trying to get out of prison by saying that there are 25 other individuals who reach secret deals with victims, and they're not being prosecuted. So what you're doing is selective prosecution against me. This is what I told you back in December. Now it's becoming news here as we start February. Number two, Ghislaine Maxwell's name appears again in the latest releases, and this time, among other mentions, it's with the First Lady. And so it does tell you about the deep connections that occur, and perhaps a reason why the Trump administration has been so slow in releasing documents. Trump and Melania do not want to be affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein. They don't want to be mentioned in the same sentence, nor with Ghislaine Maxwell. And Ghislaine Maxwell, because Ghislaine Maxwell clearly knows a lot more than she's let on. She is talking out both sides of her mouth. She's telling the number two at the Department of Justice, Todd Blanche, one thing, making her like this innocent victim herself in all this, while at the same time, she is in her habeas petition telling the world that she knows of all these secret deals. So which is it? Is Ghislaine Maxwell the victim of an overbearing predator like Jeffrey Epstein, just like so many of the other women? Or is she a predator herself, someone who not only enabled Jeffrey Epstein, but was a participant? Well, you know how I feel. It's the latter, and that's why she should not be let out of prison before her sentence ends, so she's got many more years ahead. I do think there's a real possibility that Trump pardons or commutes her sentence on the way out of office. So we'll keep following it here on Substack. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, aka the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Share with a friend. Leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. And I'll see you next time.